So, election campaigns include pre-modern campaigns, modern election campaigns, postmodern election campaigns, and election campaigns and informed election campaigns. Pre-modern election campaigns did not have a lot of social media and technology that it had now. It was extremely localized, and campaigns had considerable contact with the voters. That was their main source of getting to the voters. And national campaign organizations were very small, and they often appealed to members of groups that supported the party. Modern election campaigns are much more sophisticated now. They use other ways of appealing to the crowd. They have public polling. They also have professional consultants, experts advertising in the market, determining how the campaign should be gone about. And it's much more centrally coordinated or controlled than pre-modern campaigns. And it does appeal to a broader national audience that focuses on the party leader. So before it was very localized, but as you can see, even on campaigns on TV now, you do see a lot more of the party leaders than the people within the ridings who have smaller campaigns that are controlled and centralized and division of labor at the micro level. Postmodern campaigns have a more interactive, personal style of communication. It is focused on strictly controlling the message and developing the capability to rebut arguments of opponents. So televised commercials continue to be leading. Not only that, but some people have an echo chamber where parties' message reinforce their commitment to people who already support the party rather than engaging citizens and others who are outside of supporting that party. So for election campaigns and having informed choices, political parties do not always clearly state their views on major issues. This is because they want to appeal to the crowd, so they'll often take their views and their issues to appeal to the general public while contradicting some of their party platforms that don't necessarily take that route or that perception, just so that they can appeal to the general public first. And then what tends to happen is they revert back to what they believe in, but first they need the support that legitimizes them as a government so that they can use that against people. So they make promises through election campaigns, and one time Dalton McGuinty promised to lower taxes. He didn't do so. Someone sued him, and the judge said, I'm dropping this because anyone who believes in party promises is naive. Just to go to show that party promises are just used as a tactical method to appeal to larger audiences. They're not really addressing the nitty-gritty issues, but trying to get people on board. Advertising sometimes includes bashing a party in light of making that party look better. So coming after parties for the proposals that they've had, or having slogans that reinforce people's fears to draw them away from parties that they don't want them to vote for. And viewers are more likely to remember a negative ad than a positive one. And it's important to find the difference between negative ads actually addressing issues that need changing and negative ads creating issues that don't actually need changing, but just critiquing the opposing party to make them seem like they're criminal or to victimize them and make them look like they're heroes. There's a fine line between a negative ad being negative, critically criticizing a policy, and a negative ad being negative in itself to present a bigger and greater message. Gleaning useful information comes from examining parties carefully, understanding that their promises are very vague, and following their platforms to see how they go about addressing issues, as campaigns don't usually talk about how they go about addressing certain issues, as they all have similar ideas. So following the platform carefully and following their history is very important to understand how they're really going to go about these promises, as every party is making the same promise.